This man steals a laptop. Turns out it was owned by a dark web hacker and has a cool $10 million on it. Unfortunately, he wants it back. While fiddling on his freshly stolen laptop, we catch a glimpse of Matthias as the computer glitches out. Strange. He downloads a project he's been working on and gives it a spin. It's a live translator for deaf people. That's actually really cool and wholesome. After logging into Facebook, Matthias reaches out to his girlfriend, Amaya, and you guessed it, she's hot and deaf. He shows off his little passion project to her, but she's less than thrilled. In fact, she hates it. She starts speaking in Italian, sign language, and sadly, Matthias doesn't actually know how to sign all that well. As an angry Amaya walks away, the laptop acts up once again. He tries to call back, but she's not interested. Instead, he logs into Skype. And boy, does that bring back the good old days. Suddenly, he starts receiving naughty Facebook notifications from the laptop's previous owner, Nora. Matthias logs out of his Facebook and the other account's details fill in. Okay, a little peek never hurt anybody. Matthias comes to learn that the previous owner was a Chad, perhaps even a Sigma male. He's inundated with messages from hot local singles that are ready to, ooh, what's this? Alright, I'll let that play for your enjoyment. Anyway, it seems all these girls were promised a free plane ticket. Oh, his friends are calling. Matthias enters the group call and we meet AJ, Damon, Lex, Nari, and Serena. Looks like they're having a game night. Not sure what that's all about. Moving on, the group plays Cards Against Humanity.
Hi, my name is Kendra. I'm from Malibu. I'm really into the systematic destruction of an entire people and their way of life.
Wait, did Netflix make this? After a few rounds of this, AJ makes note of Matthias's fancy new camera. Are you rocking some new drip? Guilty as charged. Picked up this bad boy off Craigslist. Oh, not this again. Before Matthias can return back to his call, Nora's notifications draw him in once more. This time, they're in French.
Omelette de fromage?
A little Google Translate reveals another ticket-related inquiry. Okay, this is getting weird. I'm gonna log out. He returns back to the call to find AJ dropping absolute truth bombs. It's not just the corporations, the government is in on it too. Why do you think Facebook and Twitter are free?
Because you're the product. Yeah.
Okay, that part's true. Matthias and Damon start chatting in private. Oh my god, AJ will not shut up. He's been watching too much Alex Jones. By the way, did you crash? Turns out Damon's kind of a computer whiz. He helps Matthias troubleshoot. Yeah, the hard drive's probably full. Strangely, Matthias can't find any files on the computer. Here, just download this app. Matthias looks up Daisy Disk and gives it a run. Okay, looks like the majority of the space is being taken up by hidden files. Damon walks him through how to reveal them with a couple of hacker commands. Matthias finds 3 items: account, the river, and an untitled folder. He searches through it and finds random recordings from within people's homes. I'll let this one play for your enjoyment. Suddenly, and despite having logged out, Matthias receives another notification. I know you're there. Nope. Back to the group chat, Nari and Serena have an announcement to make.
Bam!
Excitement erupts, but things quickly fall on a somber note as AJ jokes about Nari's disapproving parents. She doesn't take it well. Matthias lightens up the mood by bringing up Serena's supportive mom. Oh yeah, she's so excited. Though, once again, we're hit with a curveball. Serena's expression shifts to sadness as Nari reveals that the cancer has progressed.
I remember when I had to put my dog down.
Okay, AJ has the social skills of a Redditor. Right after, Matthias tries to reach out to Amaya again, but she's ghosting him. He opens up a video of them titled, The Hike That Changed Everything. It's cute, but at the same time, really hard to sympathize with this guy. He literally cannot communicate with her. So they just kind of stand there and make weird faces at each other. Oh, she's calling. They chat, but not really. His lips move too fast for her to read and he barely knows sign language. She explains that the app he made only helps her understand him and not the other way around. What about those classes I signed you up for? I went to the classes, I swear. Matthias did not go to the classes. Suddenly, more messages appear. They catch his attention and an angry Amaya notices. She hangs up and Matthias gets to the bottom of things. Someone named Erica Dunn is hitting him up. You stole my laptop. No, I got it on Craigslist, I swear, Erica. Turns out, it's not Erica, it's Nora. He asks for the Craigslist link, but Matthias has nothing to show. So, Matthias admits defeat. Okay, I'll leave it where I found it. He logs out, clears his history, and starts the shutdown sequence. As he bids his friends farewell, more messages pop up on his screen. Charon68 says, I like what you contributed last week. You still doing custom jobs? Matthias's intrigue is piqued. He opens up the chat and Charon68 adds that he's already sent a payment his way. As the countdown approaches 0, curiosity prevails. Matthias continues the convo, asking Charon68 what he wants. Let's talk on the river, he replies. Matthias boots it up, then heads back to the group call while he waits.
Wait, what the hell?
Turns out the river is a river. His friends notice his shooken expression and ask him to share his screen. He does so, and Damon explains that what they're looking at is an overlay network. My man's is behind about 15 different proxies. A chat room pops up with several users named Charon. Whoa, that's like the dark web, AJ says. Then, Damon realizes something.
Charon, that's the ferryman of the dead.
Lex is shook. Whose laptop did you buy? Matthias reveals the truth. Well, I actually stole it. It was just sitting there in the lost and found of the cyber cafe I've been working at. He proceeds to explain that he logged into the original owner's Facebook
Nora C. the Fool.
and started receiving messages about a custom job. Upon seeing the profile, Damon realizes that Nora C is just Charon spelled backwards. Spooky. Matthias shows his friends the strange recordings and they realize that the file names are addresses, local ones. Then, AJ asks if Matthias checked the account link. What he finds changes their lives forever. Upon entering the account, the group finds themselves staring at a Bitcoin wallet worth over $10 million. In fact, that $10 million just hit the account a few minutes ago. Suddenly, a new message appears. Did you get it? Charon68 proceeds to make a special request. For this girl, he wants a slower method. With bated breath, the group watches as the conversation continues. What method? Trepanation. A quick Google search reveals that trepanation is when a hole is drilled into the skull. The severity of the situation begins to set in. Charon68 adds that he wants him to put something inside. Show it to her first. I want to see her eyes. And use a mirror. I want her to see it going in. I'll pay more if it's something alive. And if she's alive when it goes in. The group erupts with despair as they beg Matthias to close the screen. He does so, and before he can even process what happened, Nora's messages flood his screen. I'm at the cafe, where are you? Though, AJ grabs his attention and asks him to check the folder at the bottom. Serena pleads with him to stop, but they proceed forth. They find the depths of human depravity on full display. Each video is worse than the last. AJ concludes that this is what the Charons are trading, and Nari gets curious about the final video. It's got an address on it and is much shorter. Matthias has a look, and we find Nora climbing into a girl's window before leaving her a kiss. Nari reasons that this girl's probably still alive and suggests getting the police involved. Before he can answer, Matthias receives a call from Amaya. He picks up, but no one's there. Her roommate Kelly arrives shortly after, and then the camera starts glitching out. Oh my god, it's Nora, and he's a super hacker. His powers are so vast that his mere presence causes the camera to glitch out. Plus, his messages look cool, and he types without even moving? And check this out. My man's just telepathically deleted his messages from Facebook servers. Anyway, Nora hides while Amaya and her conveniently deaf self pull up. She notices that Kelly arrived, so she heads to her door. Fortunately, Matthias manages to grab her attention. He does his best to keep her from the room by suggesting that her man is over and that they're... Whatever, I'm gonna go get dressed. Super hacker Nora returns and reveals that he can see and hear everything Matthias has been doing on the computer. Alright, no problem. I'll head to her place and give you the laptop. Not so fast. Nora doesn't want him or any of his friends to leave his sight. So, Amaya is gonna have to go to his place and Nora will follow. This doesn't make any sense, but what does in this movie? Matthias returns to the group call and everyone is freaking out. Nari's about to call the cops when threatening messages from Nora pop up. Quick on his feet, Matthias shouts, "It's a game, guys. I was just joking. It's a game I've been working on." Somehow, they buy this. Even Mr. Smarty Pants computer guy Damon falls for it. However, Nari ain't so ignorant. She continues to question Matthias, but he has more important things to take care of. Now that Amaya's back and dressed, it's time to talk. He makes sure to go nice and slow so she can follow along. Through the power of his sweet-talking charm, he's able to convince her to come over. She hangs up and we catch a glimpse of AJ's YouTube channel. Relatable. Upon returning to the chat, Nari is immediately back on his case. What about that girl? The one that's next? Where did you get that video?
Sorry, guys.
Fortunately, the conversation is interrupted by Lex receiving a call. During the interruption, Matthias searches the address on the video and finds news articles about a girl that went missing. Erica Dunn. That's familiar. That's the name of the account Nora was messaging him from. Then, Damon inquires as to how Matthias was handling the decision tree for the game. Like, what would have happened if we took the hacker's money? Hey, good idea. Matthias makes a new wallet, then mutes the group chat and speaks directly to Nora. You'll get this money back when Amaya and Erica are safe. Nora warns him of the big mistake he's making, while Matthias finalizes the transfer. He explains that the other Charons monitor the Bitcoin accounts, and they're gonna think he's trying to cash out. Suddenly, we're back in the river. And it's got way better graphics this time. Whatever, I'm just gonna close this.
No, do not close it.
A chat window pops up and several Charons demand he confirms his identity by reciting a secret code. Nora calls in and reveals his true form. Oh, he's just a dork in a hoodie. A little bit of back and forth arguing ensues before Nora gives up the code. But they're not safe yet. The Charons want to know why he drained the account. Nora comes up with an excuse and Matthias types it in.
Are they buying it?
And just like that, Matthias gets booted from the river. Shit just got real. Back to the group chat. A bunch of Charons join the call and AJ is loving it. Wow, this is so cool. He doesn't realize what's really going on. Then, the Charons pull up a video showing how they found out where Lex lives. We cut to some phone footage just outside her place. A woman is seen standing on top of a roof when a hacker man appears. I love how after they kill her, they also ban her from the group chat. Frankly, I don't know which is worse. Oh my god, was that Lex? What's going on, Matthias? Tensions hit a fever pitch as Nari prepares to call the cops. Meanwhile, Amaya is about to enter the subway. The very moment she loses signal, he shouts,
Guys, it's real! The whole thing is real!
Since Nora is following her, he also loses connection. Matthias uses the moment to explain the situation. We all need to chill out and just play along, or Amaya's gonna die. Her connection resumes and everyone does their best to keep it together. Haha, we're having a good time, blah 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 blah. Nora mostly buys it. Okay, they're back offline. This time, Matthias gives Damon remote access to the computer so that he can back up all the files as evidence. Smart. Also, Nari seems to have left. Amaya comes back online and we learn that the subway broke down. Damn, what can't these hackers do? Oh no, they're back. And this time, they're going after AJ. They pull up a cut-up montage of his videos before calling the cops.
Sir, is this a real emergency?
I'm gonna pack up all my
Assault weapons.
Oh, that's clever. They chopped up his clips and make it seem like he's about to do something very heinous. Panic begins to set in, and before he knows it, as the police storm in, one of the Charons hacks AJ's computer and prepares a spicy sound file. Oh, he's cheeky. Look at him circling around that play button. Damn, that was pretty cool. Anyway, looks like Nora has realized that Charons have been cleaning things up. Fearing for Amaya's safety, Matthias begins to freak out. But Serena mentions that Nari actually left to go pick her up. Just as she says that, the lights go out. The Charons return and play a video they recorded of Serena and Nari before the game night even began. Serena is seen talking to Nari about not wanting to have to make her choose between her and her parents. And the Charons took that personally. They make Serena choose between Nari, who's at the subway, and her mom, who's on life support. The clock ticks down, but she ultimately can't choose. So, they ice them both. Oh, Nari kinda got hands. Never mind. Matthias rushes out with his bike, and Damon is left alone with the Charons. He lets them know that he too is a hacker guy and has downloaded all their files and coordinates. Ha, you fool. The Charons pull up a video where they Photoshop Matthias' face onto Nora's. Then, we see them dragging a body into his apartment. They force add Matthias to the call, and Damon shares his revelation. This was all a setup from the start. They wanted you to find the laptop. They're gonna pin their crimes on us. Then, he gets kicked from the call while Amaya gets added. She's outside some sketchy building. I thought you texted me to come here. Matthias tries to save her, but gets his camera disabled. The Charons activated his translation app and use it to trick Amaya. Yes, come inside the creepy building. Okay. Meanwhile, Damon gets added back to the call and we see him get strung up by one glitchy boy. Also, a confession letter is being typed up on his computer. Back to Amaya. The hang-up sound. An absolutely devastated Matthias cries out, "Why are you doing this?"
It is game night.
A poll appears asking whether or not he should live. Thousands of votes flood in as Matthias breaks out into hysterical laughter. They pull his webcam feed up and we see that whoever they dragged in has woken up. She's got a strange marking on her head. Oh, it's Erica. She cries out for help before realizing something's wrong. And looks like the votes are in. I'm afraid it's going to be game over for you, Matthias. Thanks for playing. As the film ends, we see that this whole operation was really just their version of game night. Quite a few hacker guys and gals made the magic happen. Even this officer was in on it. Just look at him.